Slough. So today this is the first video with me being in the corner where you can see me wearing the most casualist shirt ever. So today we're going to be learning about the perimeter and how to calculate it and what shapes you'll see in your questions. Yeah. Also, bear with me if you hear a dog in the background, or two, I have probably difficulties with using the new trackpad that I got. So yeah. So today's learning intention is to understand how to calculate the perimeter of regular and irregular shapes. And to do that, your success criteria is to either complete one or more. So you can either calculate the perimeter of regular shapes, calculate the perimeter of irregular shapes, or you can find unknown sides that are not given in the question to help you solve the perimeter of shapes. So regular shapes, squares, rectangles, triangles, and irregular would be like weird shapes, which we'll go into later. So what is a perimeter? Okay, so a perimeter is outside of a shape. So it's denoted by the letter P. See how this one here is P, it's a capital. Don't ever do it little p because as your math teacher, I'll probably go a bit crazy. So the outside of a shape, so let's say we had a swimming pool. Hang on, like I said, I don't really know how to use this. Swimming pool, okay, so this is the swimming pool. Okay, so the outside of the shape would be denoted by this line that I'm going to show you with an arrow, and it's a distance around a 2D shape. So even though swimming pool has volume, I'm essentially just talking about the rectangular shape. So if we were to talk about triangle, or worst triangle ever, it would be denoted by the arrow there. Circles have something else, and that's called circumference, which we will talk about later. So right now you're just focusing on squares, rectangles. These are for regular shapes. You'll be talking about triangles, and they're mostly the shapes that you deal with. Or the irregular shapes generally are comprised of multiple regular shapes put together. Okay, so these are some extra information or notes that you can take down. Feel free to pause whenever you need to. So the sides with the same marking have the same length. For example, if you see here, this line here is 2.8 centimeters. This one over here is 4.1, and you can see that here this is 1.6, and it's denoted by two lines. So when you see why is it laggy? When you see that there are symbols of the same on different sides, they mean the same thing. So this one here is 1.6 centimeters with two lines. This one here would be 1.6 centimeters. Okay, so the perimeter would be calculated as 2.8 plus 1.6 plus 1.6 plus 4.1. Okay, and then you would calculate that, which would be whatever centimeters. Okay, so in perimeter, you always need to make sure you include your units. So make sure that you look at what the sides are and use the same units. Sometimes you have to read the question and make sure that you're following the question, because sometimes, like this question, it could say calculate the perimeter and write it to the nearest meter, which means you will have to convert your units. Okay, so I understand that Mr. Daffy recently talked about conversion of units. You only do squared, so whenever you see like centimeters squared, okay, that's like area. Anything that's squared, anything that's like cubed, okay, that's volume. So with a 3, but with nothing, okay, that's perimeter. So you can calculate the unknown sides, meaning that it's got a missing value on the length by looking at what the question's already given to you. Okay, so if we have a look here, we can see that this one's 2 meters, this one's 5, this one is unknown, this one's 3, and this one's 6. So to get this one here, what you need to do is you need to look at the two above. So if you can see, this one here is 3, this one here is 5. So to get this one, it would be 3 plus 5. So this one here would be 8 meters. Okay, and I don't have an eraser on my pen, so you're going to have to bear with me. So for this one here, we can see that the total is 6 for this line here. Now we can see 2. Alright, so we know that this whole thing is 6. So to get this missing value, you could do 6 minus 2, which equals 4. So that one there would be 4 meters, alright? And for those of you who don't know what the 3 dots means, it just stands for therefore. Now, I just want to quickly say that sometimes you may be given the total perimeter, and you might have to write an algebraic expression with a letter. So we might say, for example, let's say the question was same shape. Let's say it gave us 4, and let's say it gave us 4 meters there. So let's just redo that shape. So we're all on the same page. So 3 meters, 4 meters, 5 meters, 2 meters, sorry, this is so awful, 6 meters, okay, and then you have a letter X, alright, and the question might tell you that the perimeter is 28, so perimeter equals 28 meters, and it'll say find the unknown value or find X. So what you can do is you can rewrite your equation so that it's, so if we go P equals all the lengths, right? All the lengths added together, correct? Plus X, that's what it is. So if we add 6 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 2 plus X, and we put 28 here because that's been given in the question as the total perimeter, we can do we can find the unknown pronumeral by this process. So we could do 28 equals, so 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 4 is 13, 13 plus 5 is 18, and 18 plus 2 is 20. Okay, so I usually like my X's on the other side, but I'll rewrite it later. I don't know why my pen is weird. So 28 minus 20, when you carry the 20 over, okay, so I'm switching it because I like X on the other side. X equals 28 minus 20, which is 8. So for those of you who don't understand why I've carried 20 after the 28 and not before the 28, so why I didn't put it over here, there's just a simple rule. I explain it to my students. You guys might not have learnt it yet. So essentially think of it like it's the first house on the block. Okay, so if you want to build a house on the street, you have to build it next to the house that's already there. You can't just dig it up and put your house there. Okay, so whenever there's a number on that side, think of it as there's a house on that street and you're the one who's moving a house into that street. You can't move the first house. And that's how I do it. So let's work out the perimeter of this one here. So as you can see, this one here is 3 centimeters. 6 centimeters is denoted by one streak or one line. Okay, so with that, we can determine that these sides are 6 centimeters. So perimeter is all the sides or lengths added together. Alright, so that means that perimeter is denoted by 3 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. Okay, so I've just added all of these together. So 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 plus, I could just show you all working out actually. So then 9 plus 6 is 15, plus 6 again, which equals, oh, my pen is very weird, 21. Okay, now that is not the final answer. You must write, okay, you must write, therefore, okay, perimeter, oh gosh, perimeter is 21 centimeters. Okay, you're more than welcome to put centimeters here, and you're more than welcome to write P over here. Now, you do not need to put your units in your working out here. You don't need to keep writing cm and centimeters. You don't need to keep doing that. Okay, as long as in your answer you've got that the perimeter is 21 centimeters, and in your working out you must include the units there, because sometimes we do forget to write the units, and it's a bad habit to get into. So the next example, okay, so this I wouldn't consider a regular shape. This is a irregular shape. Actually, the one before, I still consider that irregular. All right, so here, all right, we can say that this one here is 6, but this one here is 4, denoted by this line. So if you have a look, you can see that there's 2 other lines there and there. So 4 meters and 4 meters there. Now you don't know what this one is, and you haven't been given what that is. So the question is, how do I work this one out? Well, if you have a look, you can see. Okay, I've used 6 and I've got 4. So this one is 4 plus 6, which equals 10 meters. So this one here is 10 meters. All right, and over here, you've got 4 over here, and you've got 4 here. So it'd be 4 plus 4, which equals 8 meters. Okay, now we know the perimeter is adding all the sides together. So what we need to do is P equals, let's start from the 10 and go clockwise. So 10 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4 plus 4 plus 8. Okay, so if I was to break it down for you, 14 over here plus these ones, which is 10, plus these ones, which is 12. I'm just making brackets just to show you which ones I'm adding. So hang on, let me do that. So then we've got 14 plus 10, which is 24, plus 12. Okay, so that would be 36 meters. All right, so therefore, perimeter is 36 meters. I'm very terribly sorry that my writing is awful. I am trying to practice how to make it better. So with that said, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.